Okay, I thought people might like to know why I did real hinges instead of relying on just the bent styrofoam hinge that the Skywalker comes with. So I thought I'd explain why I did it and how I did it, what I used. First off, I don't like the idea of just using styrofoam for your hinge. Seems like that's going to wear out and be unreliable. I'd rather have something that I can really count on and which is easy to bend, is easy to move. So I use these Robart hinges. Bought this combo bag, which includes a bag of 50 of these hinge points and this jig and a bushing. This bushing here is a drill bushing. Screws in. This is for an 1/8 inch a drill bit, and which matches the size hole that you need for this particular hinge point. I'll show you how this works. If you haven't seen it, you put it over the surface that you want to put the hinge on, close it up on it, make sure it's flat and straight. You hold it, and then you get your drill, your 1/8 inch drill, and you drill down in. This bushing holds the drill bit vertically, and you can make a nice straight hole right at the point where you mark, which of course you should mark the position on both sides before you start so that you get them lined up. One other thing I found in doing this, if you notice, I've made little notches where the hinges go. Just use an X-Acto and cut a little notch. That's because I used epoxy to hold them in. You push the hinge in. First of all, you drip the epoxy into the hole. Push the hinge in. The epoxy kind of squeezes out, and I didn't want the epoxy to freeze up, get on the hinge at all. Although I did put a drop of oil on the hinge anyway every time, so that in case any glue did get on it, hopefully it wouldn't stick. But I made these little notches, and that's what I did for the hinges. 7 on the tailpiece. I think I used 3 on the ailerons and the flaps. Also, the tail section was a little bit tricky. It wasn't as clean because you got the whole fuselage cut in half, and I needed to figure out how to do this. First thing I did was used the jig, make the holes where I wanted them, measured, put the holes where I wanted them, glued the hinges in. Once the hinges had dried and were straight, I laid them out, put them on the fuselage, marked the positions of where they were, and made little slots for the hinges, the pins to sit in. How I made the slots is my favorite way for styrofoam. I used an old soldering iron, this old Weller. It's not my main soldering iron. I don't mind if the tip gets messed up a little bit. And when it's hot, you very carefully make your slot, make your hole. It melts the foam very quickly, does a good job. I lined it up, marked it, and did a corresponding thing on the other side. And when I glue this together, I'll put glue along here, hot glue, and these hinges are never going to come out. That's what I did with my hinges and why I did it. Thanks.